Hello and welcome, my name is Nilaus and this is episode 10, I believe, of our Let's Play campaign and tutorial for C-Block. And we have actually cheated a bit, and that is by conducting two different streams in the meantime. So the first stream, the reason why I didn't make a summary episode after the stream, well, first let's look at the size of the base. It's growing quite well actually, and it's becoming quite stable as well. Now, the reason why the first episode was not so successful that I really wanted to highlight it was because I spent a hell of a lot of time coming up with a really good steam battery. At the end of the last episode, I did have a steam battery and I tried to refine it with advanced circuit conditions. In the end, I think I spent about 3 hours going back and forth, and I concluded that my original setup, the simpler one, is the better one. So this is pretty much the simple one. We have 3 megawatts here of solar power, runs during the day. Whenever it can, it fuels these pumps. These pumps are, simply put, converting water into steam, hot steam here. The steam is then being used in the primary network by steam engines. These have to be steam engines Mark 1. Well, they don't technically have to, but the benefit of steam engines Mark 2 is the fact that they can take a higher temperature steam, while these ones do not have capabilities of deliver higher than 165 degrees steam. What happens is that these will now, as the way it's set up, they will always run. So basically during the day, I am using this power primarily. Let's look at the primary network. I also have a lot of different solar panels here that will work. They'll cut down on the need for the steam engines. You can see here they're actually quite low at this point, while during the night when the solar panels are off, we just look at a 10-minute cycle, then these will actually scale radically up. And that's why this number is an accumulation of every single thing I have here. Every single one of these batteries, steam batteries here, they are actually connected. The solar panels are isolated, but the networks are connected. You can see here this one links the two together. So there's actually one big storage on the top and one big storage at the bottom. And the total storage is 820,000 steam units. That's pretty good. And basically what I can see is it goes up. It's during the day. And I'll see on a 1 minute cycle, probably go up. So that's what I spent the majority of the time on. I tried making different ones. You can see there's still wires here and there. Something like switching it off based on the content of accumulator. At the end of the day, basically, I'm just going to explain the primary concern here and why that didn't work for me. If I put a solar panel and an accumulator, and then basically say I only have this one active when the accumulator is full, for example, that means there will be a latency. If I just measure on the solar power, there'll be a latency, which means that by the time night falls and the solar power cannot keep up with the small draw of solar power, of solar panels, or in this isolated network that I would have here, by that time it has already been using a lot of steam. So it'll actually be a delayed reaction. You can see on a 10-second here. So while it's going, the solar power is going down and the steam is going up, and it's already only at this point it would shut off the solar or shut off the steam pumps. But at this point I've already used this amount of excess steam power. Additionally, once going back, it would only go back here, which means I would lose a lot of solar power. So basically that doesn't really work very well. There are many other ways of filtering it, but in the end, I think the fact that steam power is also always secondary to solar power is enough to make it work. And it works really well. And sure, it could probably work slightly bit more effective if I had really advanced solar panels. I've also set up this one to make a lot of noise. Nope, no noise. When it goes below 100, probably should be 200 now that I think of it, because then I still have some reaction time. Basically, this will keep track. Now you can see here, no power, no steam, and this one is now decreasing. I wish I could track this one in a graph form. Maybe I'll just find it. Back in the days, I know Getburn had a tutorial for how to do it. You can also see the rest of the base. It's becoming much more stable. I have doubled the... Oh, don't hit that one. I've doubled the production here. This is much crisper than it was originally. This is very nice. I mean, look how clean it looks. I had to put one down here because these were actually full, even though they were dragged out here. So this is also pretty much, I'll round this up and say that's pretty much a full yellow belt. And that's being currently used to make an awful lot of landfill and some stone bricks. Working with it. I have also managed, this is the part I'm most proud of. Look at this. I'm actually driving on my car through the base and things are working really well. Also here, I can track this number as well. Oh, by the way, this is Nixie-Tubes. Very nice little mod and it makes these really crisp displays. I really like them. So here I track the amount of nodules I have in storage. If this one goes down, I know that I'm consuming more than I'm producing. And that means I need to scale up one more of those sections. If it increases, then I can scale up production. Now we have all the crystallizers. I have not scaled this up, but I have then, on the other hand, made it more efficient. What I have done is I basically said, oh, look at all these nice walking paths. This is brilliant. It's something that really annoyed me earlier. What it does is it produces pure iron ore, pure copper ore, pure lead ore, pure... What is that? Pure tin ore, pure lead ore, and pure iron ore. So there's 2 iron. What it does, it outputs on a belt. I have marked it up because it could actually, if all were working, this one would be overfilled. And it goes into a box. The box here is wired up and the wire comes back. When the amount of lead ore in this box is more than 1000, then it shuts off. The reason why I do that is because there's no point in building tons and tons of lead because I'm not going to use it for anything. And so on. I will, one of my next things will be scaling up over here. Just keep moving up and then it will be using my nodules and sulfuric acid in the most efficient manner to create whatever is in demand. And again, this is now starting the angel smelting. I have taken all the 4 basics. You can see here all the 4 basics: iron ore, tin ore, copper ore, and lead ore going out. And they are each working on the first level, no, second tier of Angel's processing, so that they are working at a 50% decreased efficiency. So one ore becomes a 1.5 plate. That's really nice. And here we have them, our overview. They look pretty much the same. That's also intended. I'm still using my slow robots. I could have dragged it in on a belt, but I actually like this robot setup. Now at this point we can see this is a pretty neat setup because it actually is fully contained within the box. This is also stockpiled here. I have placed 2 of these because I want to build a lot of iron. Obviously need a lot of iron. Here I have marked all of these. They take the content of the plate storage box and will stop anything here. For example, it has stopped the lead because there's 10,000 lead. Iron is stopped because it's 10,000. Tin is stopped because 10,000. Steel is not stopped because there's 7.1, and copper is not stopped because copper is actually being used quite heavily. What I can see, what's also a nice little feature here, for example here, iron comes in, half of it goes in here, then 20%, so half of the half, so 20%, 25% goes in here, and then only 25% gets moved all the way over to steel, which is here. But once the iron is full, then it directs every single bit over to iron or over to steel. And that means we can stockpile steel when we need it. You can see here, I have brought in over here some oxygen. I moved it down here because I expect that it rather wanted to go here and up, but we're not at that point yet. I've also decided just to put these into boxes or into, just put them in here for now. I think that's the easiest way. I'm going to take it out because I'm also going to have to feed it into this part, which means that, for example, when I take these crystallizers and form them out here, get more, then I might take this sulfuric acid and pump it in from the other side, because I don't think that sulfuric acid will be able to be pumped all the way from the other side. It still is fine, but I don't know if it will be. And you can see here, robots are carrying things in. And that results in us having, let's pick up the car. Nah, let's drive the car. It's why it's here. Because now I have plenty of space here. And we can now go up on the main bus. Main bus is operational. We will just start researching some random things because why not? Things are working, things are progressing. This one is not working fast enough, unfortunately. That's what I see. What is also interesting, I can see this one has run out. And this has run out of here. That one. Why? Ooh, really? They're only taking when it's 500. Cool. But there's 200 being picked up. Okay, interesting. You? What are you doing? You're heading here? Oh, it's not good. I wonder if that's because we are in... No, that one's there. This one. I wish I could see how much was in it. And that goes on to that one. Cool. Boom. I'll just take it and put it in here just for the hell of it. Okay, and over on this side, this is our science facility. It actually works quite well. At this point, I'm just clicking things because I just want to research everything that's red and green, which means that I am actually at a good position. What I should also emphasize at this stage in the base is that this one, you can see here, it's actually jamming because it's overfilled. I actually wanted to do something else there. Yes. There. So now it will continue to work because I need it to work. What it also means is that because since this is no longer part of the power production, it is only part of the coal production to produce coal, coke, carbon, and coke pellets. Coke pellets are completely irrelevant at this point, but I'm producing them nonetheless. It's just constant, so never mind that. Now, what I need this to be transformed into, some will of course still feed this area, but the rest, or maybe even scaled up, maybe even upwards here, that will be used to make plastic, which will be the next thing. So I will from now on start making plastic from this part because now I no longer need it for coal. And then I'll scale up here and then maybe start working on some other materials, like for example, there could be some chunking needed, could be. But then we have to figure out what I want. Okay, here, for example, I think silicon might be interesting. This one is definitely interesting, the geolite, because then I can get some aluminium. Basically, we'll start the long trek towards electronic circuit boards. I think we have electronic circuit boards at this point, right? Electronic, that is the best, most fun part of Angel's mods, or Bob's mods, sorry. And all of these things, yeah, solder, there's nothing here that we don't have access to. So that's pretty good. Transistors, we can also make that. That's silicon, so definitely silicon and plastic. Those are the things, plus the ferrochloric acid. But that's going to be over the next couple of episodes that we will build this. I can also see that my walking path here can fit in here. And basically, we've now reached the point where my main challenges coming from C Block is how to scale up. Normally, I could just tag in some more production facilities, but you can see here, I have some significant parts for copper, but it's just not giving me any copper. That's, of course, the part I need to scale up as well. So scale up to better size and just continue to ramp up, getting plastic and working towards electronic circuit boards. Anyway, I hope you are enjoying this. I hope you will be checked back on some of the live streams. I'm trying to stream a bit more regular because I'm totally hooked on this series. So do look out for when I'm streaming. I'm trying sort of Tuesdays and Thursdays are my preferred days, but no guarantees there. Anyway, otherwise I'll be uploading to YouTube and you can always check it there. And check on Discord because I'll always notify when I'm streaming. Anyway, thanks for joining. See you next time.